YouTube, you saucy lot. It's your boy, the Blade Runner. Hope you lot are alright. It's a lovely sunny day. Few little clouds though. Anyway, yesterday's haircut, which is today's video, and what did we do? We did a skin fade and we grown the top out, so I put a 7 just over the top just to take off any little ends, as will be explained in the video. Anyway, yeah, this is where I work, Boys Own Barbers. Happy days. Anyway, I'm out of here. See you later. Bye bye. So in the chair we've got Andal. He's my favourite little Romanian connection. Now I've been doing his hair for a while, and what we're going to do is we're going to grow the top out. So what we're going to do is we're going to work with a grade 7 on the clippers, and this is just really going to take those ends off. But I'm using the Magic Clips, the good old faithful Wahl Magic Clips, and I've put the 245 Eco battery in, and it really does make a difference. I've done a review a few days ago on this battery, and you know, if you guys are using Wahls, especially the Magic Clips, if they start to slow down a little bit, it could definitely be worth getting one of these batteries. So I've got mine from Chris & Sons, so if you're in the UK, go to chrisandsons.co.uk and they'll sort you a battery out. I think they're about £20, and it will turn your Magic Clip into an absolute beast. So now I've just put the grade 4 on it. All I'm doing is I'm just clearing the runways on the side, so when I start fading the hair out, it just makes my life a little bit easier. So literally just flicking that hair out as I get towards the top. Now, a lot of the time I say to go against the grain totally, but really we just want to create a subtle blend. So I'm not going 100% against the grain. So putting a grade 5 on the hair, or on the clippers, should I say? Just feeding it into the top. So yeah, just flicking out. You see how I'm not going totally against the grain? I think if I went against the grain, I might start taking too much length off. And now I've just put a grade 6 on, just to feed that grade 5 into the grade 7, which is on top. Now we could have elected to go for a high skin fade, but because we're keeping that length on top, we wanting to grow it out a little bit. I don't want to go too high because I think it would just look a little bit too top heavy if I went too high with the skin fade. So no guard on the Magic Clips. But as I've just said, that battery turns those clippers into an absolute beast. I think people in the past, when they're talking about the Magic Clips, they always say it's a great fading clipper, but it can struggle with bulk a little bit. With the 245 battery, it totally uprates the clippers, and it pretty much almost like runs like how a senior would. So yeah, no problem with bulking at all, or debulking, should I say. Right, it's going to bald out with the foils, with the Braun Series 9, and I'm repeating myself quite a lot here because in other videos I've just said about how good these foils are. These Braun Series 9s are epic. I mean, there's no way, if you're using like the Wahl Finale or the Andes foil, there's no way you could leave that amount of length on the side and get the foil to bald out easy. With this, I mean, you could literally leave the hair at a 0.5 and it will still get rid of that hair, and it doesn't feel aggressive on the head either. So, you know, they're not cheap, but as far as I'm concerned, I think it's one of the best balding machines there is. So yeah, it's the Braun Series 9. And then just flicking it out a little bit, so just to give it a little bit of a blend. Yeah, when I use these foils, so many of my clients say they actually really like the feeling of the foil on their head. You know, as I said, with the other foils, it's such an aggressive feeling, but this, you just don't get it. It's almost like a massage, someone told me. And then you got your beard brush, just to take away any excess bits of hair that are stuck to the head. Like using the Babyliss skeletons. These are basically the American version of the Gold FX. What I love about this trimmer compared to the Gold FX is, number one, I love the blade. It's not as sexy looking as the Gold FX blade, but it works so well. Great for doing patterns, great for killing skin lines off. And yeah, you get a docking station with it, which unfortunately in the States you don't get with the Gold FX. And the word on the street is that Wahl are going to be bringing out a docking station which will fit your magic clips, your seniors, your what are they called? What are they called? Can't think. The super tapers. That's the one. The cordless super tapers. And yeah, about time too. See, I've just got that 0.5 on the clipper. Now I've gone up to a 1.5. So yeah, going into 1.5. Just building that fade up. Well, gone back down to the 0.5. So you'll really start addressing that line now, because I want that fade clean. Was it crispier than a KFC bucket? So just taking the guard off. Just opening to close the lever. Just work with what works best for you. So it's pretty obvious, but you know, when you are taking the guard off, just be very careful. You know, if you go in too hard or you push up too high, you know, you're going to put an indentation in the head, then you're going to have to start the fade all over again. So just, you know, gently, happy days. So I've got that lever open, just catching any tiny loose hairs. And when you are doing a fade, it does help sometimes. Just step back, have a look at your work. A lot of people, they just stand so close and they're fading out, and oh, look at Luigi in the background trying to dance there. But yeah, he always likes to video bomb my videos. But yeah, just step back from your work sometimes. A lot of people, they just stay in so close all the time, and in close it can look fantastic, but you take a couple of steps back and it can look totally different. So yeah, step back a little bit. Now just a fine little bit of detailing, just really using the corners of the clippers. And then just with the scissors, just scissor over comb, just taking out any tiny bits. When you're using a large grade like a 6 or 7 or an 8, because the teeth are quite wide, you're always going to find that you're going to get little bits that slip through the guard. So yeah, it's just worth really just spending that little bit of time, scissor over combing, just taking those tiny little ends off. And just going with the Babyliss just to line it out. I'm not wanting to put a hard line out in, just yeah, just taking those little wisps off on the front. So there you go, guys, that's the haircut. Hope you enjoy it. If you've got any questions, let me know. Anyway, I'm out of here, and don't forget, please do subscribe. I want to be at 2,000 by the end of the year.